Hi everyone, this is Tejaswini and welcome back. As in last video we have discussed about reactions of carbohydrate due to the presence of reactive groups like aldehyde group and CH2OH. Also we have talked about sorbitol and glycosides, and in this video we will discuss about oligosaccharides, polysaccharides and enzymatic and non-enzymatic browning. Here I will be discussing here only of non-enzymatic browning. And first I will tell you what is oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are compound formed when 2 to 10 molecules monosaccharides join together via glycosidic bond. Suppose this one is glucose OH and this one is fructose with OH here. Then a covalent bond will form here, which is glycosidic bond between these two hydroxyl group, and water molecule will release. If two monosaccharides join, one water molecule is removed, and if n monosaccharides link together, then n minus 1 water molecule will release here, and the final product will be sucrose, which is made up of two monosaccharide units, which are glucose and fructose. This is glucose and this is fructose. Then final product will be sucrose. There are two examples of oligosaccharides, which are stachyose and raffinose. Stachyose is tetrasaccharide, means made up of 4 monosaccharide unit, which are glucose plus fructose plus galactose plus galactose. 2 molecule, 2 monosaccharide galactose. 2 galactose monosaccharides. And raffinose is a trisaccharide, which is made up of glucose plus fructose plus galactose. Remember this. This is trisaccharide and this is tetrasaccharide. And polysaccharides are made up of more than 10 monosaccharide units. There is also, in polysaccharide, there is also glycosidic bond. Polysaccharide. There is also glycosidic bond, and there are more than 10 monosaccharide units joined together. As in last video I told you about mucopolysaccharide, which is polysaccharide and which contain amino sugar monosaccharide. Mucopolysaccharide. And there are two types of polysaccharides. Actually, polysaccharides are also known as glycans. And there are two types of polysaccharides. First is homoglycan, means single type of monosaccharides are there. And in heteroglycan, two or more type of monosaccharides are there. And upon hydrolysis of, suppose this is polysaccharide, which is glucan. Upon hydrolysis we will get D-glucose, and there is one more xylan, and upon hydrolysis of xylan we will get xylose. There are two types of Browning reactions. First is enzymatically And next is non-enzymatic browning. In enzymatic browning, there is one enzyme which is polyphenol oxidase. Polyphenol oxidase, which causes browning in fruits like apple, and one more example is potato. And non-enzymatic browning includes caramelization. Caramelization is what? Caramelization is heating sugar to highest temperature, and which causes browning of sugar. And next one is Maillard reaction. Here, in Maillard reaction, sugar reacts with amino acid or protein or protease. Actually, C carbonyl group present on that aldehyde reacts with amino group of that amino acid, protein or protease, and amino sugar is formed. Here, this is not just simple sugar. This should be reducing sugar. Reducing sugar means that sugar which has capability to reduce another molecule and which get oxidize itself. So this is the reducing sugar, and this property is used in Benedict reaction for identification of reducing sugar. So this amino sugar here in this Maillard reaction, non-enzymatic browning, melanoid is formed, and in this enzymatic reaction, melanin, which is quinone, is formed. This melanoid is saturated, amorphous, brown, red to orange red, orange red. Here in this Maillard reaction, color formation occurs at lower temperature. In this Maillard reaction, color formation occurs at lower temperature, while in caramelization, color formation occurs at higher temperature. Also, in certain foods, we don't require Maillard reaction or any browning reaction, whether it is non-enzymatic or enzymatic. Then there are some steps to avoid this browning reaction. As this Maillard reaction occurs at lower temperature or caramelization occurs at higher temperature, we have to store food at frozen storage or at very low temperature. Also, we can alter the pH. pH should be low. Also, water activity, we can manage water activity, and we can use non-reducing sugar. Well-known example of non-reducing sugar is sucrose. Suppose you have given one sugar molecule or any carbohydrate, and you have to identify whether that molecule is reducing sugar or non-reducing sugar, and you don't even know that name of sugar. Then how to find that whether that sugar is reducing one or non-reducing one? I will tell you one more important thing about reducing sugar. See guys, this one is hemiacetal, H here, H and R. If any sugar contain hemiacetyl group, that means that sugar is reducing one, and if any sugar contain acetyl group, then that sugar is non-reducing one. Suppose this is glucose. As glucose is a reducing sugar, I will tell you H. As this oxygen is electrophile, this electron density will attract towards oxygen. This carbon will become positive, this will become negative. Then this hydroxyl group here, OH, this hydrogen will give electron to oxygen and this proton will remove. Then this negative oxygen will accept that proton and will become alcohol, C, sugar alcohol. Then C, and here will be double bond, as this will give here, and one more H. See this structure. This is aldehyde, and any sugar with aldehyde or alpha hydroxy ketone is reducing sugar. See, sucrose is non-reducing sugar. I will tell you one more example of furanos. See, here CH2OH. CH2OH, OH, H and CH2OH. This is one furanose ring. Now here what will happen? This electron will go here. This hydrogen will give electron to oxygen, and here will be double bond, and there will be carbonyl group, see, and this proton will, this oxygen will become negative, and this oxygen will take this proton and will become again alcohol, C double bond O and CH2OH group. See, this is alpha hydroxy ketone, and here there is a aldehyde. Any sugar containing aldehyde or alpha hydroxy ketone is reducing sugar. Remember this. Here we will clear how invert sugar is different from reducing sugar, as I get confused many times between these two terms. Here I will write reducing invert sugar, and therefore I am telling you, and here reducing sugar. As I told you, reducing sugar contain hemiacetyl group, and non-reducing sugar contain acetyl group. Also, reducing sugar is the sugar which has ability to reduce molecule. For example, in Benedict reaction, Cu plus 2 get reduced to Cu plus C. Oxidation state is reduced, therefore this is reduction reaction. And invert sugar is the mixture of glucose and fructose obtained by hydrolysis of sucrose. Hydrolysis of sucrose. Honey is the best example of invert sugar, which contains water, invert sugar and other sugar molecules. Here I will write composition, which is water plus invert sugar plus other sugars like sucrose. There is a one adulterant which is artificial invert sugar, which is made up of adulterant. Remember this, adulterant, which is artificial invert sugar, artificial invert sugar made up of glucose, liquid glucose plus sucrose. And there is one more important sugar, which is stevia, which is obtained from leaves of stevia plant, and which has 100 to 300 times more sweetness than table sugar, which is more sweeter. Stevia, remember this example, which is 100 to 300 times more sweeter than table sugar, which is more sweeter than table sugar. Table sugar means sucrose. Also, this, some people says this sugar has menthol like taste. Some people says this sugar is bitter. But this sugar is very helpful for people with diabetes, as this sugar has no effect on insulin, and this stevia sugar managed blood sugar, and this sugar has 0 glycemic index. And there are some other sugars like xylitol, erythritol after stevia, which are very healthier than other sugars like sucrose. And we will meet in next video. Keep studying. Thank you.